I'm Patty Ann Brown, and you are in the Strategy Room. Hillary Clinton is making a push for minority voters ahead of Saturday's Democratic caucus in Nevada. But her message appears to be falling flat among many young African-American and Latino voters who are throwing their support behind rival Bernie Sanders. Could the youth vote make a difference in choosing the Democratic presidential nominee? Here with analysis, our Talk Media News Bureau Chief and Fox News contributor Ellen Ratner in L.A. and Republican strategist Adam Goodman in Tampa. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hillary Clinton recently met with the Reverend Al Sharpton and with Mark Morial, who heads the National Urban League. She's endorsed by the Congressional Black Caucus PAC, by Congressman John Lewis. But a civil rights organization based in Chicago called the Black Youth Project 100, led by 30-year-old Charlene Carruthers, she says, quote, "One of the biggest flaws in how candidates engage black people is they seek out representatives for all black folks when in fact no one represents us but us." Adam, is that Hillary's mistake?
Is that her mistake? I mean, that's falling back on old tapes for Hillary. But, you know, what is really in play here, Patty Ann, is I think the survival of Hillary's campaign. If she suddenly starts to take on water among African Americans, which has been as tried and true a base for the Clintons, both of them, in the past, as anything, she starts to find that she's no longer commanding the bully pulpit by herself, she's in trouble here. And I think what she's missing in all of this, she has an enthusiasm gap with Bernie, and she has to find a way to make it up in an ironic kind of way. The African-American community could really deliver that for her as well as the vote, and I think that's something to look for in South Carolina and beyond.
So Carruthers refers to some of the groups just mentioned as the black political elite class. Ellen, she says they speak only for themselves. So what is drawing these young black voters to Bernie Sanders?
First of all, it's interesting because Ben Jealous, who used to be head of the NAACP, said that Bernie's policies were better than Hillary's policies for young African Americans. But what's also interesting is if you take a look at the Clinton legacy, which was very positive for African Americans and very positive for the country, it would be as if people of my age took a look at Truman and Eisenhower. Now, Truman did desegregate the military, but again, people in the early 60s and 70s, and 70s when we started to vote, would have said, Truman? That's a long time ago. And that's how people regard the Clinton legacy, unfortunately.
Yeah, hard for us to relate to, I guess. But it's not just the black young voters. We're seeing a generational divide as well among Latino voters, where the younger ones are going for Sanders and the older ones are going for Clinton. But Adam, some people are saying, you know, that's not just among minority voters. That's across the board. Sanders is getting the young people. How important is the youth vote overall?
Well, we're going to find out. One thing we know already from this election cycle is people are really tuned in. Not only do we see record turnout in Iowa and New Hampshire, I think we're going to see record turnout across the country. People are really into this conversation. That plays into Bernie Sanders a bit because Bernie is, as he says, he's leading a political revolution, and to a lot of people, it feels good. We're sticking it to the man. We're going to do things we've never done before. The 100 million that are getting screwed because of the top 1% are suddenly going to be better off. The problem for Bernie is going to be sustainability with the Latinos or anybody. Sustainability of message, because once you get over the feel-good nature of it, you start asking the one simple question, how are you going to do it? And I think that's where Hillary comes into play. And the bottom line here, it's going to be an election. The Democrats are going to have an election that will pit heart versus mind. And I'm not sure how it comes out yet.
All right. Well, Hillary Clinton specifically tried to court young African Americans in Illinois, but an attendee at one event, 40-year-old James Britt, afterward dismissed some of Clinton's black clergy supporters, quote, saying they're in the pocket of Rahm Emanuel. Ellen, the Chicago mayor, of course, is a Clinton ally, been criticized for his handling of the shooting of a young black man by a Chicago police officer. Ellen, is that part of the problem for her, just Clinton alliances going way back and some more recent?
Again, people who are young don't understand those alliances, don't understand some of what the Clinton administration did. They see Bernie Sanders as somebody who has a very new message, even though he's an older candidate, and that's what they're going to relate to. And this is an outsider year. Between Trump and Sanders, people are looking at outsiders, people who are not your typical candidate.
All right, we'll see what happens. Ellen, Adam, thank you both. And for
Thank
complete
you.
coverage of the 2016 presidential race, check out foxnews.com. I'm Patty Ann Brown. Thanks for watching.